Hello students, it's poetry time. Today we will be studying the fourth poem in your syllabus, Have You Earned Your Tomorrow by Edgar Guest. Let us get to know a little bit about the poet. Edgar Albert Guest was born on 20th August 1881 and he died on 5th August 1959. He was a British born American poet. That is, he was born in Britain, and when he was 10 years old, they shifted to America. He was popular in the first half of the 20th century and became known as the people's poet. There was a reason why he was known as the people's poet because the poems that he had written had an inspirational and optimistic view of everyday life. Edgar Guest penned some 11,000 poems, which were syndicated in 300 newspapers and collected in more than 20 books, including A Heap O' Living and Just Folks. Edgar Guest was made Poet Laureate of Michigan, the only poet to have been awarded the title. Now, let us get to know a little bit about the poem. Have You Earned Your Tomorrow was first published in the Detroit Free Press. It was published in the year 1916. The poem by Edgar Guest is a four-stanza poem and it is separated into sets of four lines, which are also known as quatrains. Guest chose to conform these quatrains to the consistent rhyme scheme, that is AA, BB, and so on and so forth. So let us begin. Let us begin with the first stanza. Is anybody happier because you passed his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? My dear students, you see that the poet begins the poem by asking a question. This poem, my dear students, is an introspecting poem. Introspecting as in, while reading this poem, the poet wants the readers to ask themselves, what kind of a day have they lived today? What was the day used for? What are the various deeds that we have done in that particular day? So the first question he asks is, have you made anyone happy because you have passed their way? We live our life every day, my dear children. But do we bring happiness to people while we live our life? Or do we make them sad by our behavior? People remember us in both the ways. If you have made them happy, or even if you have made them sad, or you have hurt somebody. So, the first thing the poet wants us to recollect that have you made anyone happy because you were present with that person on that day? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? We speak to so many people every day. But is there something that we have spoken to someone which that person will always remember? And what are the various things that people remember? They remember word of kindness. They remember word of gratitude. They remember word of encouragement. So have you spoken like that to anyone so that they can remember what you have said? My dear students, every day we wake up and at the end of the day we go to sleep. But is there anybody who can speak a good word about you? That yes, he did do something good with me, or he helped me in this way, he helped me in that particular manner, he helped me forget my all the flaws and look at all the positive things in my life. So all these things we today have to stop and start thinking. Have we done all these things while we lived our life every day? Have we made someone happy? Have we spoken to someone well that they could remember of us? Have we remembered somebody because they have spoken well with us? Our days pass just like that. But is a day worth living because you have made a change in someone's life? Stanza 2. Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along, or a churlish sort of howdy, and then vanish in the throng? We meet so many people, dear students. We meet so many people. We meet people we know, and we also meet people who are unknown to us. But how do we meet each other? Do we smile at each other and greet each other with a happy face? Or we just randomly, cross someone and just, say a hi, random hi, and just move away? Were you selfish, pure, and simple as you rushed along the way? Or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? So many people come into our lives every day. We just pass by them. But do you remember doing something memorable in someone's life? Maybe you were in a hurry and a old person is waiting to cross the road, and you took time off your busy schedule. You are already running late, but you stopped over there and you helped that particular person to cross the road. So is there a good deed that you have done today which someone will be grateful for? We need to think. We meet people, but there are various ways. You can see in the picture here. The people here, both of them, they meet happily. They greet each other happily, cheerfully. But here you see so many people are just walking in the crowd, unknown to each other, and they do not have any kind of time or intention to even greet each other as they are busy with their work. Or are we selfish, or we say thankful, or we are grateful for persons who do good in our life? Third stanza. Can you say tonight, in parting with the day that's slipping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? You remember, my dear students? We say in our pledge, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. Yes, my dear students. All people around you are your brothers and sisters. And out of them, how many have you helped as you spent your day? The days will get over as every day till now have been done with. Every morning we wake up, we do various things throughout the day, and the day just slips past. We see how during this trying time since March, we have spent so many months: March, April, May, June, July, August, and now we're in September. Days do not wait for anyone. But do you make each day worth living? At the end of the day, when you sit down and think, or when you lie down, do you think you have done something different today that you did not do yesterday? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? You must have said something to a person, to your friend or to your brother or to your sister. But that person has felt really happy. It might be a smallest thing, like your mother cooked something for you and you said to your mother that, yes, mom, thank you so much for cooking this dish. And this, my dear students, would have definitely made her happy. Or your father has done something for you and you thanked him for whatever he has done. Or your brother has cleaned your room for you and you thanked him for doing it. And when you do that, that particular person, that single heart here represents the entire person, the whole person that you have met. And is he rejoicing? Is he happy? Or is he glad that you said those things to him? Or a person who is utterly disappointed, who has no hopes, is now with courage looking ahead because you spoke to him about encouragement. You gave him courage. You spoke to him about various opportunities that are maybe waiting for him. So, did you do all of these things in your day that you spent today? And the last stanza. Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? Now, here, the poet is asking us two questions continuously. We live our day, but do you think that you have wasted the days that you have lived till now? Do you think you have wasted a single day that was gifted to you by the Lord? Did you lose your days till now? Did you spend your days well? Like, can you look back and say that, yes, all the days that I have lived in my life, I have spent them well. I have done something good in someone's life on each day that I have spent. Or did you just solely spend? You just woke up, you did all of your things throughout the day, and you just went back to bed. Did you do that? Or did you leave a trail of kindness? If you do a kind deed, my dear students, then definitely the person that you have been kind to will always remember, and he in turn will be kind to someone else. And in that manner, you will leave a trail or a scar. Now, here the poet is using the word scar. What is a scar? You know, a mark that will remain with you forever. That is a scar. So, did you do? Did you make? Did you commit a scar of discontent? Like someone was unhappy because of you. You were rude to someone, and that particular behavior did leave a bad mark in someone else's life. As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say that you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? Dear students, it is very, very important that when you go to bed at night, you reflect upon the life that you lived on that day. From morning, what are the various things that you did? And when you recollect all of those incidences, do you think God would come there and say that, yes, my child, you have lived this day fruitfully? You have brought happiness to so many people that you met today. You have brought joy to your brothers and sisters and your parents today. And because you have done this good deeds today, I shall gift you tomorrow. Do you think God would say that to you? So, my dear students, I hope you have already started introspecting about the various things that you have done. This is a very crucial year for you, even though it is this trying time, even though we are amidst the COVID-19 situation. But do you think that you have lived your everyday life very much carefully? You have spent every minute from the time we began studying your syllabus fruitfully, or you have just wasted the days that you had, and now when you think, you are regretting about all the days that you have wasted. So it's time, my dear students, that you recollect and you introspect, you think within, take some time, sit down in a quiet place and start thinking, what is the type of life that you were living? Did you live a good life? Then of course you shall continue to do so. And if you have lived a bad life, then you have to see that you do not continue and you make some necessary changes. Let us get to see the central idea now of the poem. What are the various points that the poet is focusing in this poem? The very first point that we can speak about or we can think about is the treatment we give to others. The students, it is very much necessary. We think that our parents, our elder brothers, elder sisters, yes, they are doing something because you think that it is their work. No, it is not. They are doing things out of love, and you in turn also should treat them with love. So, not only the people that you know, but also the people we do not know, we have to treat them the way we want them to treat us. If you want someone to be good to you, you have to be good to them. If you are bad to someone, then they, of course, will be bad to you. So it is upon you what kind of behavior or what kind of treatment you want from others. The next point that the poet talks about is your duties and responsibilities to gain fruitful future. We have so many duties that we as persons should follow. We have so many responsibilities. But if you perform your duties and responsibilities with kindness, then definitely you will have a fruitful future. And the third point that poet talks about is work honestly for better future. Yes, my dear students. There are so many ways that we can achieve a better future. People think about taking shortcuts, but no. If you work hard, if you work honestly, I'm sure you will have a better future. There are no shortcuts for success. You have to work hard and you have to be honest with whatever you do, and I'm sure success will come your way. Next, investing in something good means earning everything tomorrow. Today, if you do something good, you invest your time in doing something good, then your tomorrow will be definitely earned by you. Yes, students, you have seen that lakhs of people have lost their lives during this pandemic. But you are the lucky one who has been gifted a new day till now. Every day in our lives is a gift, my dear students, and I'm sure you have realized that. We are fit and healthy because the people around us are taking care of us. We are taking care of ourselves. We are being responsible for the future that we will be earning. And it's very important that you invest in something good today because you want to earn your tomorrow. And the last point, do good at present, surely it will make your future bright. So you see, in all the 5 points, it's all good, good, and good things that the poet talks about. It is very much necessary that you be good, that you are honest, that you are kind, that you are faithful. All these are very big terms you must be thinking, but no, my dear students, those are not. Those are things, little things that in your life you can use and you can practice and make your future better. So, the lesson that we learn from this poem is good things, no matter how hard they are, we must practice them. We must remember that if you do something, people will remember us for being good. If you do something bad, people will remember us for doing bad. We don't have control. When I tell you, you should do this, you should do that, you say, yes, ma'am, it's not possible for us to change things. No, it's not possible to change the whole world, but it is possible to change yourself. And change begins with one person. We don't have control over everything in the world, but we do have control over ourselves. We have control over our actions, and our good actions will earn us a good tomorrow. Because kindness is a language even the deaf can hear. A person must be deaf, he must be mute. But if you're kind to that person, then that person will understand your feelings, your emotions towards that person. So the bottom line is to be kind and respectful to every person, known or unknown in our life, in every given situation. It is not easy. It is definitely not easy, and I agree with you. But we can at least try. Yes? So, with that, we end the explanation of the poem. Let us see the various figures of speech that the poet uses in this poem. The first line, is anybody happier because you passed his way? The figure of speech here is interrogation. A question is asked for emphasis, and also alliteration. The sound of the letter H is repeated. Happier his way. Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? Again, interrogation and alliteration because the sound T is repeated. This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Yes, of course, it is alliteration. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? Interrogation. Did you give a cheerful greeting to the friend who came along? Here again, the figure of speech used is interrogation and alliteration. Or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanished in the throng? Again, alliteration. Sorry, interrogation. Were you selfish, pure, and simple as you rushed along the way? Now, here the figure of speech used is alliteration. The sound of the letters S and W are repeated. Then the next figure of speech here is oxymoron. Now, what is oxymoron? Selfish and pure. A person who is selfish cannot be pure. So, two opposite words are placed together. That figure of speech is called as oxymoron. And paradox. Selfish, pure, and simple. The same expression, it is meaningless. Okay, the opposite ideas are conveyed in the same line, so that is paradox. Then, or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Sound D is repeated, so it is alliteration, and again a question is asked, so it is interrogation. Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Again, sound S is repeated, so alliteration. And the next figure of speech here is synecdoche. Synecdoche is single heart rejoicing. Is only heart rejoicing? No. The entire person as a whole is rejoicing. So when a part refers to a whole, it is known as synecdoche. Then next one, does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Again, question is asked, so interrogation. Okay, so these are the various figures of speech that are used throughout the poem. But yes, the poet is interrogative. The poet is asking us question and he expects us to give an answer. He expects us to think and remember and recollect the various ways in which we have spent our days. So let us do that, and let us pledge and make sure that the rest of the days in our life we will use them fruitfully. We will make each day count with our good deeds. Now, dear students, our deeds are the ones that matters. Smiling for someone is sweet, but making someone smile is the best feeling. When someone smiles because of you, nothing more can give you happiness as much as that one can. Okay? Thank you and have a nice day.